So here's the update. I today am waking up way earlier than I expected to be waking up, but it is what it is. Today is Saturday, June 23rd, and today I am going to be running my first Hurricane Heat. The weather is very fitting because it is gray and dark outside, and I'm happy that it's gonna be raining, mostly because I've actually never ran a race in the rain. I've ran a race in the dead of summer and it was very hot. I've ran a race in darkness and in a snowstorm in Iceland, and besides that, all my other races have been sunshine and like daisies. So this is gonna be my first Spartan race in possibly the rain, most likely the rain, and I'm so excited. Now, granted, I'm probably completely and utterly out of shape. I mean, I'm not totally out of shape. After working out the last like 2 weeks, I have gotten the motivation again because I've gained quite a bit of weight that I don't need to have on my body. Depression and not working out for 3 weeks definitely takes a toll on your body. But I am so excited because I'm so motivated to start working out again. And that entails today at kind of being like the extreme leap forward into working out. I mean, I've been working out the last like 2 weeks, and I definitely realized what I need to work on and what I need to start working on harder. And I'm just excited again. I'm really excited to start working out again. So today is going to be the day when let's see if, I don't think I can switch the camera around. Can I switch the camera around? I can't switch the camera around. Today is the day I'm going to be adding another, medal to my wall, and I'm so excited. And I think we also get dog tags, which are the coolest things in the world. And I don't know how long it's going to be. It starts at 4. They said it could go as long as 7 hours, which, I mean, doesn't surprise me. It doesn't scare me, mostly because the last two races that I did do, Iceland definitely took me a long time, mostly just because we were literally scaling mountains that were covered in ice and then coming down them as well. So it was a very long process. I definitely didn't run that race. And then the beast that I did last year as well took me 4+ hours. So last year I got my trifecta, but I got my trifecta, and I'm happy this year. Like, I'm doing the trifecta weekend. I got my trifecta last weekend, which I'm very proud of myself for, but I didn't, like, blow myself away as far as the fact that, like, I didn't do it faster than I had done last year, and I struggled through some of it. So this year's goal was to be stronger and faster, and I mean, I've had quite a hiccup at the beginning of this year. Medically, I'm fine now. I am, for the most part, fine. And I definitely mentally feel a lot better, but physically I am so far behind. Basically, because I haven't worked out for a month, it's put me back so many more, I feel, months and weeks of training, and it is really upsetting, but I'm just learning to let it go because there's literally nothing I can do about it. So all I can do is just, move forward and hope that by the end of this summer I plan on being where I'm supposed to be physically and with my weight. And I never obsess about my weight as a number because I don't feel like that number defines me or who I am or where my health sits. I think it's just a very small, like, sliver of the bigger picture of things. And I got on the scale for the first time in a long time, and it definitely gave me insight on an answer and a thing I already knew. Like, I already knew I gained weight. I already knew that I'm kind of starting at ground zero, to be completely honest. I'm not physically where I want to be, and that number just kind of confirmed it. It's not like, it doesn't affect me, like, it really isn't affecting me. It's just motivating me that much more to know that, like, I have things I need to work on, and now it's just up to me on where do I want my body to be in the next, like, 2 months. Where do I want my body to be in the next month? And the beautiful thing about these Spartan races, um the beautiful thing about these Spartan races is that they really do motivate me to be better. And the reason they motivate me to be better is because you're surrounded by incredibly fit people, but also incredible people who all shapes and sizes, who are all there for one thing. They all want to run something and change their lives. They all want to do better. They all want to finish. Everybody wants to finish. And it doesn't really matter how they're going to finish. It doesn't matter when they're going to finish. They just want to finish, and they want to try in at least finishing. And everybody finishes. Everybody finishes. Unless you manage to really hurt yourself, everybody finishes. And I think that can't be any more motivating to the average. Like, that can't be like, seeing people like that, it's like the pure form of motivation. And if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what else will. Really being just spur of the moment and signing up for one of these races and just going and seeing the kinds of people that show up and seeing how motivated they are and the groups of people that show up, it's just so, like, it's a beautiful thing. It's honestly a beautiful thing. I mean, they're the elite athletes, which everybody, you know, they're like the fittest people, some of the fittest people you'll ever see in your entire life. And that's ideally what I would like to be. Even though I'm so far behind, ideally one day that is what I would like to be, and that should be kind of like a motivation for everybody to be the best physically fit you possibly can be. Not as good as he is or she is or they are. It definitely should be the best physically fit as you can be. Because at the end of the day, the one thing I have learned above all else is your health is everything. And when that is taken away from you, it is incredibly just, I don't want to keep saying depressing, but it wakes you up and makes you realize just how shocking it can be when you are not healthy. It's just like, maybe on the less extreme of my situation, when you wake up and you've got the flu or a really bad cold and it takes you out for a couple of days, all you think about is just like, I just want to get off this couch, or just want to get out of bed, or I just don't want to be sick anymore. And then finally one day you wake up and you're not sick anymore. Yeah, that feeling of like, I don't ever want to be sick ever again, because that just took up way too much time. It took up way too much energy and I felt like garbage. That is how I feel every time I start at ground zero, when I am, like, when I stop training, when I stop working out, when I stop being motivated. That's how I feel. And now I finally feel like I've kind of woken up from that days of, like, I have no motivation. I have motivation again, and I feel excited again. And if I'm not into it, I will not do it. I'm the type of person that needs to be all or nothing, and now I totally am excited. So, anyways, I'm excited. Ugh. I'm excited for today. I'm excited to see the team. I'm excited to see who all shows up. I'm excited to see what the process is. I'm excited to see what they're going to make us do. It's going to be interesting. This is something I've never done before, which, I mean, I love that part of it, because I genuinely like being uncomfortable, and I think I've told, that's kind of been my theme this year, being uncomfortable. And the reason I enjoy being uncomfortable is because it really teaches you who you are as a human being on the inside. It teaches you what you are willing to push through and what you're willing to work for, and like it just really shows you what you are able to do in the worst possible situations, or in the like in split set, like in those moments where you need to make a split decision and like you gotta go or you gotta stay or you gotta do this or X, Y, and Z. In having that amount of pressure of not knowing is a beautiful thing. I love that because it just shows you, at the end of the day, for me, what it's done for me is that it's shown me that I am much stronger than I give myself credit for. And doing these races, I see what everybody else sees in me when I have people telling me, you're stronger than this, you're a strong person, you can get through this. These races reflect that, and they put it in my face, and they let me realize how much stronger of a person I actually am. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you can be shown, when you sometimes need to see it in reality, what you're capable of at times. So that's the agenda today. Basically, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna prepare. I'm not even gonna bother washing my hair. My hair is like looking a little sketchy, but I'm not even gonna bother because what's the point? I'm gonna be covered in mud and probably rained on today, so fuck it. But yeah, basically all I'm gonna do today is sleep, eat, and relax and stretch before I head over down to Brimcone, before I head to the car, and before I make the drive out there. So thanks for listening to my rant, you guys. I'm really, really, really excited. I'm really excited to see what's going to be today and what the experience is going to be like today. I may or may not post this part up now, and then I'll try and make a video after the fact, and then we'll go from there and see basically what they've done to us and what the experience was like. So we shall see.